Hey guys, Angela here, and if you saw the title of this video, we are going to be spending 24 hours, pretty much all day, eating Filipino food. I am so excited because it just feels like I'm back at home with my parents. But basically, I've been craving Filipino food this entire week, and I'm like, you know what? Let's make... The animals are playing, if you hear that. You would think, Angela, are you just going to be eating Jollibee all day? No. We are going to be making and eating Filipino food all day at home. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's eat Filipino food for 24 hours. I'm so excited.
All right, for breakfast, you know, usually for breakfast, and the most common known Filipino breakfast is Filipino breakfast, which is like tapsilog, tosilog, longsilog, which is basically like a cured, sweetened, marinated meat with garlic fried rice and a fried egg. That is typically, you know, what a lot of people think of for Filipino breakfast. Today, I don't know if this is per se breakfast food, but to be fair, in the Philippines, like, I feel like anything essentially is breakfast food. You know, like here in the Western states, we're so used to like pancakes and waffles, and that's like breakfast food. It would be like weird to eat that food at night, or like kind of like quirky. I stopped by Chowking, which is like a Filipino chain restaurant here, and I got siopao, which you can see it is a steamed bun. This is the Filipino version of like a Chinese pork bun, and it's so good. There's two flavors that they have. They have chicken and pork. I got pork, and then I'm just gonna open this up for you guys so you could just see. Wow, look at that. Look how much filling to bread ratio. I think this is like perfect. Perfect. I wish I had some hot sauce right now, but it's fine. Alright, I'm gonna head over to my hair appointment, and then we're gonna head back home and cook some lunch. We are preparing lunch right now. I just finished getting a haircut. I took a workout class, and now we are preparing lunch. And for lunch, we are going to make sinigang. Now, I have a video on this, how to make like a more of a detailed version of making sinigang. So I'll link that down below. But if you don't know what sinigang is, it's basically this sour soup that the Philippines is known for, and it's so comforting. It's so delicious. If you're familiar with like a Thai tom yum soup, it's very similar because it uses tamarind. So it uses very similar flavors. What I like about sinigang is that it uses a lot of vegetables. So like, this is a great way to get your vegetable intake in because it makes the vegetables taste so fresh. It makes it, you could add any vegetables you like, and something about the sour soup is just so addicting. So I'm preparing my vegetables now. I have some daikon. You could use any type of radish, but daikon is something that I like to use. I think I just want to cut them in rounds. So we're gonna cut our daikon in rounds. And then I have some bok choy, one of my favorite vegetables. And it's so good for you. So I think I'm gonna do maybe 2 bushels of this. Let me go ahead and wash this. Bok choy is very dirty, so make sure you wash your bok choy, guys. And then we're gonna use 1 tomato. I don't know if you could use any tomatoes. My dad has always used this type of tomato, the Roma tomato. So this is the type of tomato I will be using. Tomato, I'm gonna dice them in cubes, and then we're gonna add some garlic. And I'm gonna repeat this again. Add however much garlic your heart tells you to. That's it. I'm just gonna do with the garlic, I'm just gonna do a rough chop. In terms of broth seasoning, there's tons of brands out there. This is the one that we use. You could use the Mamacita brand that looks like this, but this is the one that I like, from Knorr. We have all our ingredients ready to make sinigang. We have the green beans, the daikon radish, the bok choy, our onions and tomatoes, our pork belly,
and ignore Lucy, Lucy's playing, and our tamarind soup mix. So we're gonna go ahead and put this together. It's gonna be so delicious. To the pan, we're gonna add our pork belly. There is no need to add any oil because there's a lot of fat in the pork belly. Now that you've added quite a bit of a sear to your pork on all sides, we're gonna add the tomatoes and the onions. Now that we got a little bit of a sear on the tomatoes and the onions, it's been kind of like about 2 minutes that it's kind of softened up, we're gonna cover with water, just enough to cover the pork. And from here, we are going to simmer this until the pork is tender. Almost forgot to add our garlic, so we're gonna go ahead and add that now. While the sinigang is cooking, I feel like I kind of want like a little bit of a snack. And so I got 2 of my favorite snacks. This is the nagaraya, which is basically a peanut coated cracker thing. I got it in the adobo flavor. And then this is one of my favorite snacks. It says fried corn. We call it cornet. Yeah, it was always either this or shrimp chips. And this is like one of my favorite things. It's like I said, it's like a peanut and it's coated in a cracker. In Mexico, I think they call it cacahuate. So good. Adobo is my favorite flavor. Okay, this has been simmering for about 40 minutes. I checked the pork, it's nice and tender. We're gonna go ahead and add our soup base mix. Now, this is something where you have to slowly add as you go and then kind of stop to the point where it's just like, just right. So you wanna just taste as you go. I kind of already know how much to add. So we're just going to add. Ooh, needs a little bit more. Okay, I think that might be good. Okay. At this point, we are going to add our vegetables. Cover this for about 10 minutes, just let the vegetables cook. Then we're about ready to eat. Okay, it smells like it's pretty much almost ready. So let's go ahead and take a look. Wow, look at that. Yum. Getting a lot of steam action today. So I have a little bit of rice and then we're gonna go ahead and fish out some vegetables. I have some green beans. Gonna fish out some bok choy. Ooh, I love the daikon. And some of the pork belly, can't forget that. Okay, and then we're gonna fish out the soup, or what we call the sabaw. And I'm just gonna pour it over our rice. And the ratio, you know, it's up to y'all, but I love a significant more sabaw to rice ratio. It smells so good. All right, let's try some of the sabaw. Now that it's been boiling with the vegetables, it's gonna be extra flavorful. Ooh, nice and sour is so good. And it's raining outside. It is perfect. Oh my God, it is pouring rain outside. I am charging my car and there was a Valero bakery here, which is a Filipino bakery. I think it's a franchise, I think. But I got some delicious goodies. I only got 2 because some of the stuff can be a little expensive. First off is something that's very popular. A lot of people know, Señorita bread. And it's basically like these soft, delicious rolls covered in like honey butter. And if you've ever had like a Hawaiian roll, you know, like those King's Hawaiian roll, think like that bread, but like softer somehow and sweeter and just delicious. Let me go ahead and open this up. Oh, I wish I could like microwave these right now. But this is what it looks like. There are bakeries actually just
there's a bakery called, I think it's called Star Bread in this area, and this is all that they would make. And I remember, you know, when I used to work at an office where there was like a bunch of people in it, someone would bring like a box of warm Señorita bread, and it was like the best thing ever. It was like better than donuts. Okay, so let's give this a try. It's so good. If I had a cup of coffee right now. Next, I got, and I think I've talked about this before, this is like one of my favorite Filipino street food snack things ever. It is called toron. Basically, it looks like a big fat lumpia, but it is glazed and caramelized with this like brown sugar caramel around it. And there's like a banana in it, and it's so good. And ready for this crunch, guys. Ready? It has like all the good qualities of a delicious dessert, you know? We kind of have like the creaminess and the custardiness of like a cooked banana in it. It's deep fried, so it's crunchy. And then you get like the crackling caramel around it. It's so good. Okay, so regrettably, I am now craving Jollibee. It is 8 p.m. Gio's about to come home, and I need to make dinner. And I am so tempted just to DoorDash Jollibee, but you know what? We can make it at home. So right now, we are gonna make homemade Jollibee. I have some chicken thighs marinating in some buttermilk, garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, white pepper, pepper, and salt in here. And then let me show you the ingredients for Filipino style spaghetti. So this is gonna be like a modified version because I don't have every ingredient, but here's everything we got. We got some ground chicken, we have some onion, spaghetti, garlic, and then of course, sweet Filipino style spaghetti sauce. What makes Filipino spaghetti sauce is that it's sweet. It's usually sweetened with sugar or banana ketchup. I know a lot of Italians are probably triggered by this, but this stuff is like what we grew up on. Now, normally for Filipino spaghetti, you wouldn't use ground chicken, you would use like ground beef. Most of the time, like if you go to the Philippines, traditionally it's made out of hot dogs. Right? This is a very simple recipe. Onions in, chicken in, garlic. All right, in goes our spaghetti mix. Here I have our chicken dredged in half flour, half cornstarch, garlic powder, white pepper, salt, and that's it. And we're gonna go ahead and deep fry this. There you have it. Homemade Jollibee. This is so exciting. I even made instant gravy to go with the chicken. Let's try this Filipino spaghetti. It is a little healthier than what you would get at Jollibee, but should do the job. It's so sweet, but it's good. Look at this chicken. Like, doesn't that sound delicious? Oh, we should dunk it in the gravy. Ooh, it's hot. In the gravy. Okay. Okay, it is the end of the night,
and the day, and we somehow managed to eat only Filipino food today, but we have to round this off with something, you know, yummy, warm, and delicious to drink. This stuff is the cheese. This stuff is so good, especially if you're trying to prevent a cold, or you're in the middle of a cold, or the aftermath of a cold, which is me. And basically it's just powdered ginger tea. You pour it in your glass, it's lightly sweetened, and then you pour your hot water. And this stuff is so good. It's not like, the ginger's potent, but the sweetness really helps a lot with it. And then I like to sprinkle some lemon juice on this if I have some on hand. But otherwise, it is so good to end your night with. Don't forget to subscribe and like to this video if you love and like this Filipino content, like this. Or well, just me. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.